looks like it's working well already. Hey everybody, welcome to the live. Thanks for being here. Audio is good. Usually I do not set up this way. I usually like angle the camera against this wall here. So now with 100% new backgrounds. Oh, I was like, where's my coaster? It's stuck. Hey everyone. Holy quack, I actually made it to a live. Welcome. My fan is on. If that's a problem, let me know. That's why the door is open to my unmade bed and a hamper behind me. Oh. The background of the live is like a piece of plywood. It kind of looks like a brushed copper moment. But there's a live and it's happening. Usually I come into these lives with kind of a subject, but I just had a really weird week, so I thought I'd just sit here. Watching while on my spin bike and me. I wish I was you. I bought like a trainer. It's just this like thing that goes on your back wheel so you can ride your bike in your house and, I don't know, watch LA Ink. But I've been painting my bike, so I haven't been exercising at all because I can clearly only do one thing at a time. Frick cicada killers, am I right? Yeah, yeah, last Saturday I was attacked by the biggest bug ever. Let's see what leg it's on. Here's my room. Here is my bug bite. You can see it's like still on this quality webcam, which has the craziest white balance right now. You can still see my bug bite 1 week later. Basically a murder hornet. Yeah, that was the start of the weirdest week. Last Saturday was so weird into this Saturday being the weirdest week. Set a tone for the week to be mad weird. But I feel bad. So there's this thing online on Instagram, but online in general. And I think it's this combination of people wanting to be helpful and people being experts in things, or people did a thing and they learned from it and now they're good at it, so they want to tell you. And this happens to me a lot. Like last week I shampooed my rug outside. I like scrubbed it and stuff, and I got DMs that were like, you can rent a rug shampooer. And I was like, yeah, I know that, but you have to be nice because their intention may be nice, but at the same time they're undermining you because they're like, oh, Qcknd doesn't know that you can just rent a shampooer. I should let her know. But I do know that. But they're being nice to you, so you have to say, thank you, yes, I must seem really stupid. And it happens to me all the time. So in my last video, I like planted a garden, and I want it to be like, I don't want to learn anything about gardening as an expert. I just want to do it and have fun, and with no pressure to be an expert in gardening. I don't want to be an expert. I want to do it casually with no stress, because if I need to be an expert in it, I'm going to freak out. I'm going to be like, people expect me to be better at this. I'm going to freak out. So last week when I was attacked by cicada killers, I told myself, someone's going to message me and tell me that's not the bug that bit you. And it happened, within 5 hours. And I feel bad because it was just probably like a nice girl. And she was like, oh, it's really unlikely that you got attacked by that bug. And I was like, I was waiting for you to message me and tell me that I was mistaken and that I was in fact attacked by a different bug. I've been waiting for you all day. And then she felt really bad. She was like, I'm sorry. It's really unlikely that you were attacked by that bug. And I was like, that's why it's funny. That's why it's awful. That's why it sucks. Because it is so unlikely that I was attacked by this bug. And of course it happened to me. And I know that it was that bug because when my leg felt like it was on fire, I looked down and it was this big, like a giant cockroach. And the male of these bugs has like a fucking stinger type thing, not to be wrong. It has like a sword that comes out of its belly. So when it lands on you, it's not like it has to land in like, it lands on you flat, and then this fucking sword comes out of its stomach and penetrates your skin with, I don't know, venom. My leg feels like shit. So I felt bad because she was just trying to be helpful. However, let me live my story. Like, I was attacked by these bugs and it was crazy. So I generally feel pretty bad. However, I'm constantly undermined by people online because we all come to online to be experts in things. I don't think so. I want to casually enjoy a couple things. Like, remember a few years ago when we were like, oh, I'm only kind of good at a lot of things? Remember we all used to say that? Well, that's me. And I'm only kind of good at walking around in the woods and not being attacked by bugs. And it's pretty unfortunate because, like, my form of exercise as of lately has been walking over 10,000 steps a day. And I want to graduate into something more active. However, for some reason I can't. So I'm getting there. And whatever. I hold myself back a lot. So it's not that I'm making a compromise. This is like, okay, well, whenever we're done holding ourselves back, at least we've been walking 10,000 steps. So I got home Saturday night from the weirdest day of my life. Came home and John was like, do you want to go for a walk? And I was like, yes, I do. I do want to go for a walk. I do want to do this with you. We get like a couple miles from the house and I'm beaming because I'm like, I'm doing a thing and everybody's excited. And we wanted to like climb up this hill so we could get a good view. And on the way back down, it had gotten much darker and John was just using his phone light and I was behind him and I was like, I'm wearing a skirt because I didn't know I thought we would walk on the sidewalk. We live in Philadelphia. But I wanted to be cool to my own boyfriend. So, he went first and I stepped down and it was like a far step down. I didn't expect it. And when I stepped all the way down into like, it was like sticks and I thought it was solid. And when I stepped down, I stepped way down. And the cicada killer nest must have been underneath. Because when I stepped down, instantly, it was like, if you've ever been bit by red ants, fire ants, it was a lot like that. Like, instant, it was like fire, and I couldn't understand it. I thought maybe, you ever walking in front and someone pushes like a pricker bush out of your way and then it swings back at you? At first I was like, ow. Like, oh, don't mind me. We're having so much fun. And then I looked down and there was just like a cigar, just like this hot dog of a bug. So there was this giant bug and I got my flashlight out and looked down and it was stuck on me and I tried to brush it away and it was stuck on me. So I had to pluck it off of me. All while we're taking the shortcut down a hill. So I scream, pluck these things off of me and try to zoom past John. And this is all happening in the course of like a second. So when I zoom past him, I'm running, and he grabs right here like, perfectly. Like, should this, like, so I run, pew, he grabs right here, and like, cartoon, I'm like, huh? I'm like, whoa! And he's like, what? And I like karate chop him off and just run. When I cleaned out my purse the other day, and the whole bottom was just lined with dirt. Like, I just fucking, so that wasn't even the worst part of last Saturday, and I have 3 of those bug bites, and I'm monitoring the one on my leg that I just showed you guys. The other one is in my tattoo, and my tattoo is red. And then the other one is on my ass, and I guess it's so weird to me. I was wearing like athletic shorts, so pretty easy with a bug for a sword as a belly button to get through that, I guess. But I don't, so the tattoo on the back of my leg, you can see it's in that sun or that like red detail. So I can't even keep track of that bug bite. It just itches. And I'm like, is there venom in there? If you look up cicada killer, if you look up I was bit by cicada killer, the first result was like, no, you weren't. And I'm like, okay. All right. Feline S? What is that? A little cat? Thank you. I love it. Someone said 2020 is so cursed. Here's a cat, please enjoy. How did you know? That's my favorite thing. Oh. Belly sword. I'm sorry for that. I was once stung by a bee as a kid in 1975 or so, and it was horrible. I was screaming bloody murder. Yeah, I was stung by a bee, I don't know, in like the 3rd grade, doing like monkey bars, and I still have the scar from it. It's pretty hard to see. It kind of just looks like a gray freckle. So these are probably going to scar, which is whatever, but same thing when I got bit by a bug that only eats plants. The internet was like, not possible. Well, it happened. That immediately, so we were trying to identify the bug, and I was like, it looked like a figure 8, like it was a body and then like a big old butt. So it was like a 8. And I was like, and the top was yellow, and it was this fucking big, and it like, whoo, at the end. And from that description, we were able to identify the bug, because they're around here. And I was like, well, fuck that. I probably shouldn't say this online, because it has real life consequences, but I hung out with someone earlier that day, and when we were done hanging out, they were like, I just want to let you know that we're just friends. And if you saw Valonius and I on Twitter, like, teasing about that, I was like, what? I was so weird. So, I've since, like, talked out my feelings with my friends to, like, figure it out, but I was like, is this sexist? Like, I have the text from Valonius, I was like, I think something sexist happened to me. I think I hung out with someone and they were like, I just let my girlfriends know that nothing can happen. I was like, what? I probably shouldn't say this, but that's why Saturday was so weird. And then by the time I got home, I was like, I just want to go for a walk. I need to talk about something weird that happened to me. Oh no, I'm being attacked by a fucking bug. Perfect hourglass figure bug. That's why I felt so silly. I was like, John, it was like boom, boom. No, I didn't. I actually cried for like 40 minutes. It really hurt, and it swelled up. So when we were walking, it was like this leg had it, this other leg had it on the bend of my knee, and then my ass had it. And my ass was so bad with it that I actually just like held my ass the rest of the walk home, so it wouldn't like plum, plum, plum. So we're walking, and I'm like walking like ow, ow, and holding my ass. So once I was stung by a hornet while driving on the highway. It wouldn't leave my car. Ooh. 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 Got stung by a tiger mosquito recently, and I weirdly didn't get that bad of a reaction compared to other mosquitoes. It's crazy, like, there's really not. So I guess on YouTube, of all places, there's a guy who will get stung by bugs, I guess for catalog's sake or for views, I don't know. So it was him that has a video on cicada killer bug, allowing it to bite him, that I was like, I guess I'll be good? I don't know. So I get bit by this bug, and I'm crying, and I'm like, please, can we go out again and like this won't happen? Also, what I didn't tell you is we had to cross, when we were walking around, we crossed the bridge. And it was like an abandoned bridge, and there were slats in the bridge that were missing. Pretty easy to just whoop and keep going. But for some reason, when I looked down, I could just see the drop of the bridge, and I was like, hey, is there another way we could go? Like, because of like this part. So I was a real wet blanket, and I'm normally not. Like, I was clearly psyched out earlier that day. So John was like, we're not going like a different way. Get on, do a piggyback ride. So we had to do a piggyback ride, and then I was attacked by bugs. Like, he was like, how about you stay home today? Like this. You've had a long week. Why don't you stay home today? Needed to unbug that bug. Once I tried to squeeze through a narrow doorway, and I crushed a bee in the door frame with my arm, and it felt like I got shot. Oh my god! At least you could eat the rest of the ice cream as anesthetics. So there's Ben & Jerry's, which we stan, has a new flavor called, I think it's called Netflix and Chill, and it's non-dairy. And it's like pretzels and caramel. Yo, it's so good. I literally did get ice cream after that. You were totally right. It was starting to be the colder months of fall, and I was walking in the sand on the beach barefoot, stepped right on a bee, and it hurt so bad I am still traumatized. Yes, we used to run around in the yard without our shoes on, and I stepped on a bee, and I have not been barefoot since. I swear, I'm wearing socks right now. I have never been barefoot since. You have never seen my feet because of bees. That flavor is so good. Yeah, I got it at my local Wegmans. But I went to Aldi today, and I got a non-dairy ice cream from Aldi and a box macaroni and cheese. I took a picture of it. It was $1.29, most of all. Looked like that. boxed macaroni and cheese. I bought 2. Cut up some hot dogs in there, girl. Divine. So yesterday I was supposed to post my latest video, and now I think posting on Saturday, I mean, I'm happy you're all here in the live stream, but I just figured you guys might be busy if I posted my video today. So yesterday I was supposed to post it, and this dude knocked on my door, and he was like, his English wasn't really good, but he was really young. And he was like, hey, can you help me? My work truck, I drove up on the curb and the tire fell off. So I was home by myself, and he was just holding like a fitting for his tire, I guess. So I was like, so there's this toolbox in my living room, and it's really, 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 really heavy. So I just like put on a mask, and I got it to like my entryway and like opened the door, and I was like, help me with this toolbox. You can use anything in this toolbox, but I can't carry this toolbox more than this high off the ground. So I'm like dragging this toolbox full of fittings. And I find out that he's like the youngest guy on the job site, but he speaks the most English. So we're digging through all the tools, and I don't know. I don't have to do stuff like that. But I watch it get done all the time. So you think someone, like, from watching all this like mechanical stuff happen in my life all the time, I'm always watching, but I never have to participate. So I'm like, I know you need one of these things. I don't know which one, but we've narrowed it down to maybe 12 things, and one of them you can use. I know that. So him and I are both speaking through Translate on his phone, and the other guys come over, and I just come out with like an impact driver, and I put like a bit on the front, a fitting. So the lady's house that they're working on didn't understand anything that was going on and was like, I'll help. So she went to the store and got a new tire because she thought their tire had popped, but really he had driven like he had driven the car and then like hit the curb, and when this back part hit the curb, the tire just like bent. Instead of going forward, the tire just like bent off. So when she got back, she was like, who are you? And I was like, they knocked on my door. I don't know. But I was home, and I am so helpful. And the craziest part was I had planned to like edit all day and post, so I was wearing the craziest clothes. You know what I'm talking about when you know you're just gonna be home. So the clothes I was wearing were illegal. So I'm outside like that, fucked, talking to him and using Translate, and now she came along, and I was like, they like don't need a new tire. They kind of need like a new hubcap. They like just, the tire is just this way now, and the car can't. So she was like, well, give me $40 because I just bought this tire. And they were like, they were trying to be very nice and also explain to her what they needed, but the way they were explaining it in English just kind of sounded like the tire's broken, so we're fixing it. So I guess she was like, I will get a tire. And then when she came back, I think she felt frustrated or defeated that that's not what they needed, but that was communicated to her. And nothing more was communicated to me, but I was just looking at the situation, and I was like, yeah, so the plethora of tools that I had provided, like, I couldn't offer anything else, because I can help change a tire, but I can't help that you, like, bent the rim of your tire, like, 70 degrees. So, I'm out there, and I'm like, what am I doing? So I'm like, I'm gonna call John. Like, I can't help. And the lady was so mad that she left and, like, gave them the receipt and just peaced out. I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, well, these are all my tools. I can't go anywhere. I also can't help. And him and I are both speaking, like, Russian through my phone. So I tell him I'm going to get a mechanic. And it was just John. So John shows up like 20 minutes later, and all three guys, like John and them, are all crawl under this car together, and they're all speaking like 3 different languages. And there was a spare tire under their work truck the whole time. And once the lady saw that, she was like, why did I even get this tire? And I was like, lady, you gotta go. I have a picture. So that's John's legs. That's one of the workers. That's the other worker. And then, like, right here, this hand is the, like, youngest guy who was speaking English with me. And all of them are just banging. Like, I don't know. So that was, like, 3 hours. And I was helping them. And the youngest guy speaking English, like, it was cool, because, like, I don't know, it's not every day that someone who just moved here and is, like, a young adult in America is, like, talking to you with, like, vigor. I was like, this is exciting. But he was like, oh, like, how old are you? And I was like, 30. And he was like, do you have kids? So you're married. Are your parents? Where are your parents? And I was like, oh no, like, in America, you just, like, might not get married. You just might not have kids. And he was like, I was surprised you said you were 30 because you are beautiful. I was like, wow, time for me to die. I was like, oh yeah, sometimes in America, 30-year-olds look like me. It was cool. He said he was 21, so I'm just assuming he, like, learned curse words and slang and stuff like that, and he lives in Philly, where he's, I guess, taking in a lot of the, like, local culture. So he was, like, aggressive in speech, but I don't think, like, from his face, I could tell he didn't mean to be saying, like, fuck and shit the way he was. Or maybe that's how I talk too, but it was unique. I don't know. I was like, of all the doors in Philadelphia you could have knocked on. So it was like 6 o'clock by the time I got back to my house, and I was like, nope, I can't post the video now. I'm on a different planet, first of all. That was crazy. And you're like, oh, remember in Clockwork Orange when they said their car broke down and they knocked on the door and then they broke in and attacked those people? Meanwhile, someone knocked on my door and I was like, hello, are you here? Wow. So I had my mask on because I'm polite. I don't know. And he was like, you know, I don't have the coronavirus. I was like, okay. Cool. I hope you never get it. It was wild. You know, like, I didn't hold any of that against him, but when once he called me beautiful, that is when I was like, so it's time to call John, 'cause I don't know what these guys are doing. And they've been doing it for a while with no progress. Quarantine got me like that too. I will interact with anyone if there's an opportunity. Honestly. Honestly, I was like, oh, you're 21? Wow, cool. I like your Baby Yoda shirt. And the Baby Yoda shirt was like Baby Yoda like this. And I didn't realize the shirt said, when the beat drops. It's Baby Yoda says, when the beat drops. What's that even mean? Oh my god, it's like the most ignorant shirt. If I would have noticed that right away though, it would have completely thrown me off. It wasn't until like the final second when I was like, wait, I'm finally reading this shirt. Because he opens the door, it's Baby Yoda. I don't know, his coworker was wearing sandals, so I was like, okay. I have assessed this situation, but at no point did I read when the beat drops. I want that shirt too. I want... It's so crazy. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I got this iced tea. This is iced tea. This is non-alcoholic beverage. YouTube. I got this iced tea at the store, and I thought I'd try it on stream. It's one of the reasons this live stream was late. I was like, well, I would like it to be a little cold, so... These are on sale at Aldi right now. That's fine. That's okay. Wow. That's really fine. That's fine. If you like it, try the raspberry peace tea. They had that too. Yes, this is peace tea. They had the raspberry, but it was 0 sugar. If you didn't know, Aldi trivia. Aldi will only sell things that are a certain sugar and like fat and saturated fat content. So the only raspberry version of this they had was the diet version. I don't know if they all say that, but like if you get Arizona iced tea from Aldi, it's the sugar-free version. Aldi won't sell the other kind, which is kind of cool because, you know, whatever you really buy there, I mean, they have ice cream and stuff there, but you know, you can't buy anything too wild there, which is cool. Snowberry? Wow, that sounds like a great flavor. This could be colder. I think I would like it more if it was colder. I like this smiley face. I got a little ghost tattoo holding a pumpkin Tuesday, and I thought of you. My boyfriend nicknamed him Ghost Malone. I'm dead. Hello, just tuned in. Welcome. Thanks for being here. You missed the story about Bug, Just Friends, and someone knocking on my door for help, and eventually they were served. I used to collect peace tea cans. What? This is like a whole subculture? I really just saw this on sale at Aldi and I was like, I love a deal. I love deals. I'm doing like 500 room makeovers right now. All the videos I'm working on are like super slow burn. So I've gone like 2 weeks without posting. And I went to Marshall's the other night for the first time like this year. And I got some home goods, girl. I got the deals. I don't know if it's just happening to me because I live in a major metropolitan area. But my Target was done. My Target was checked out. There's nothing there. So John skateboards, and on the skateboard, the part of the skateboard where the board rests on the metal, the trucks, you guys know if you dated a skateboarder. I'm teasing. But So John's truck snapped, and we went all over the place to find them, but I guess everybody else is like skating during COVID, so there's no trucks anywhere. I wanted to clarify because I'm saying the word trucks. Sounds... Anyway. And with that is my segue into, I feel like the production that was slowed down in like April and May because of COVID is starting to catch up to us. Because there's a lot of things that there's just none of. I went to IKEA last week, and my IKEA looked like it was going out of business. It was just like hella picked through. And there was no like restocking. Like, that's it. There's just nothing left. And my Aldi was full of people. I went at like 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. And I was like, damn, I'm going to be here with the mall walkers. Like, this is going to be so chill. I'm here. I am feeling zen. I accept IKEA into my heart. And I got there and it was packed. It's packed full of people. And I went to the bathroom and put my cart like right outside the bathroom. And when I came back out, this lady took my cart and was putting other stuff in it and had kept the things I had put in the cart in there with her stuff as well. So I just left. I was like, so that's it. I'm just gonna DIY all this stuff. I'm just gonna go. It took me 90 minutes to get here, but I'm just gonna fucking go. And I walked home, which was like a 3-hour walk, so like I didn't lose the day. It was and the things in my cart, I felt like, I don't know. I was like, hey lady, are you going through like an olive green moment too? I talked to one of the employees there who was just wearing street clothes. They're like in camouflage. They're like, don't bother me. I'm literally in street clothes. IKEA kept doing this announcement, and it wasn't like a corporate, like, welcome IKEA shoppers. It was like a lady's voice who was like native to South Philly, and she was like, attention. We at IKEA have to ask you to please wear your mask. For the safety of others, IKEA asks you, we see you without mask. It said something like that. Like, we noticed you're not wearing a mask. I was like, I gotta fucking go. Yeah, so that lady took my cart full of stuff. And just shopped. It was by the bathroom too, which I feel like if you're in public now and you have to use the bathroom, you're like, okay, I got my, like, it's scary. So yeah, the shopping cart I had touched all over. And the thing is, I was pretty close to the end of the IKEA maze. I was pretty close to the end. And I guess she was like, oh, somebody has taken the liberty to shop for me and get mostly pillows. Okay, it's fine. So my IKEA is thrashed, and same with my Target. But, if you know anything about, like, stocks, I don't know anything about stocks. Last year I was like, I should buy one stock in Domino Pizza. And then I was like, no, I don't want to do anything hard. And now Domino's is, like, so successful. I don't know. But if you know anything about stocks, and like I said, I do not, Wayfair, the value of their stocks like shot up crazy during COVID because people are buying furniture online because I guess they're stuck in their house and they're like, looks like shit in here. Who'd have known? So I heard that a couple months ago, and I guess the same kind of thing is happening at IKEA. People are just buying stuff. And that's all news to me, man. But as well, I am redecorating my home. But I'm nesting, so... Did somebody say the barge? Oh, you became her personal shopper. Who knew? Oh yeah, the IKEA worker who was dressed in plain clothes. I was like, "Oh, is everybody buying back to school like for dorm?" And she was like, "No. It's just like this every day now." And I was like, "The bedding I want is sold out and people are reselling it on eBay for $70." She was like, "Get away from me." Get away. My entire neighborhood became hardcore gardeners for COVID. At least that's nice. At least that's nice. Amy is saying, "Why did you become vegan?" I have a whole video that's like my vegan story, my like vegan journey. If you want the like sitting down and like video version. And I did a video with Humane Society where I think they asked me that if you want like a very well produced version. To state my sources. I became vegan in a nutshell after watching the documentary Earthlings. Is that what it's called? It's been a long time. It's narrated by Joaquin Phoenix. That is when I completely stopped like eating any sort of animal byproduct in its entirety. Before that, I had stopped eating red meat when I lived in Texas because I was cooking for myself and buying my own groceries and just really didn't know how to cook meat and just decided to not do it. I would eat it out, like if we went to Taco Bell, I think that's chicken, but I wasn't preparing my own meat at home, so any meal I cooked, I wasn't eating meat. And then when I went to college back in Pennsylvania, one of the kids that we would hang out with was vegan straight edge. And I really thought that was super alien. I had never heard of that. And then, like, thought about it all the time. Like, a song stuck in my head. I was like, that's crazy. What does he do for fun? What does he do? I'd worked at McDonald's, and that was a huge part of my life. And I was like, he just, like, can't have a Big Mac like that. He just can't have a milkshake. Like, that's crazy. He can't just, like, have a beer. Like, and then I just became vegan as things go. I was just telling someone the other day, though, I was vegan straight edge in a very, like, self-challenging way. And I'm kind of glad that I was, because, like, I didn't really party or anything like that. There wasn't an opportunity for me to experiment with drugs, which I'm pretty happy about, to be honest. Philadelphia has a huge, huge problem with drug abuse, and you know, I never met those people. I never had that opportunity and never had those experiences, so I also can't miss them. I can't romanticize them, and I'm that person. Like, I'll romanticize an encounter I had when I was 16 sometimes. If the air smells right, you know, if I hear a song, I'll be like, oh, do you remember that guy from Whole Foods who checked me out that one time? He was a cashier, so he checked me out. Did that mean something? Like, so I'm glad I didn't have those opportunities. And to be vegan, I think it taught me to go without, which was really something. I think, you know, in college and stuff, when I was making friends, everyone used to go to Chick-fil-A, and everyone would go to Chick-fil-A, and I couldn't go. Obviously, there's nothing for me there. So I think it taught me to, like, meet friends outside of the norm. And then in Philadelphia, I would go to the coffee shop, like, an hour away, because they served, like, a vegan, you know, donut or something like that. And I got to see a lot of the city. So I'm really grateful for it. So I became vegan really as a challenge, but not in a like, I'm gonna challenge myself. Really in a like, all right, let's do this. But yeah, I did see a documentary, and after the documentary, like it was like, oh, now I live this way. Like it was like, I attribute it like 100%. I don't recommend becoming vegan that way. I think you have to really decide and really take into account like how much your life will change. But then it gets easy, and then it becomes second nature, and then it's just your life. And it's not hard at all. But the first like 2 years, it's very hard, and you have to be very defensive. And I allow for that, and I allow for like other vegans in my life to be defensive, because I think that you have to really protect your lifestyle because it is so different. I call this stage like vegan police, but you have to go through it to decide if it's something you really want to do. So I give a lot of patience and stuff for people like that. I think in the current climate, I see a lot of people having their like social awakening as well, and I see a lot of the same behaviors as like the vegan police stage of just like changing your ethics and adapting to a new lifestyle. I see a lot of that now, especially on Instagram, and it's cool and it feels really familiar. So I also give people a lot of patience in that as well. And I think if you know what I'm talking about, like if you've been in any of these like circles, you know what I mean? I don't want to say like ethical circles, just like kind of just like these more fringy lifestyles. I think you can kind of see it. I was the same before becoming vegan. I thought vegans were crazy, and then after like 2 months of knowing 2 months that knowing vegan was a thing, I became one. When did the stream start? There's no timestamps in the chat. Let me look. We've been streaming for 34 minutes. Yeah, when I first became vegetarian, it was always a thing when I said I didn't eat meat, and it almost made me want to stop being veggie, but eventually I got over that and kept up with it. Yeah, now it's so easy because a lot of people will default, and there are assumptions that you are vegan now, which is great. I almost never have to say it. And I always had this policy that I wouldn't tell anyone unless I had to. Like, it became like they were like, oh, do you want the rest of my hoagie? It's ham and cheese. And I would be like, no, sorry. And they would be like, it's perfectly fine. And that's when you'd have to be like, it's not you, it's me. My policy has always been like, I don't want to talk about it until it's like 1,000,000% necessary. But now some people assume, which is cool. Because then you can be like, yeah, you guessed it. Do you have an opinion on performative tattoo artists? I just found out about one, and I'd love to know what you think. I'm not sure what that is. But I'd love to learn something new today. I'm glad that I didn't really tell anyone that I went vegan when I did it, because it wasn't really a big deal to anyone in my life except my roommates. Yeah, I think, it's nice to, when you first become vegan, at least have that time to yourself almost, because if you're explaining it to a lot of people all of the time, you might just burn yourself out and decide it's not worth it. At least when I became vegan, I was living on my own, So I was feeding myself. And I think that was a big part of it, because I don't think my family would be okay with it. And I think that's a lot to do with, like, the food pyramid and the culture of, like, eating meat with dinner. And I remember growing up, on Fridays, my mom used to make us salmon. And it was because it's, like, this healthier meat. And she would make salmon with rice and, like, stewed tomatoes. And I used to really like it. And she would tell me, this is healthy. And one of my first, like, career choices was in nutrition and health. And I did my graduation project on, like, the science of losing weight. And I, like, lost, I don't know, like, 7 pounds. And my high school was like, great job! Instead of, like, you have other merits in your life. They were like, get 'em! And that was kind of my first... One of the first things I wanted to do with my life was diet and nutrition. And this was way before I even knew about vegan. I knew about vegetarian and wanted to become a vegetarian when I was 16, and my mom said it was too expensive. And I didn't look into it. I took her word. She was like, celebrities become vegetarian. And I was like, oh, no. I'll eat salmon and rice. Thank you so much. Thanks for making it. And in college, I started taking my nutrition classes, and we were taught the food pyramid, and that's very outdated, but I learned it in college. Like, it's so wild to me. And now it's completely changed. But I think, you know, my family still has, like, a veggie and, like, a protein for dinner. I don't think that I don't even now, I don't think they're convinced that I live in a healthy or sustainable way. I was getting tattooed. I must have been vegan like 2 years at this point. I was getting tattooed by this guy, and I told him I was vegan because I had brought him cookies, and I let him know that they were dairy free, which led to me telling him that I'm vegan and I cook vegan. You know, I have a vegan kitchen. So I made him these cookies in that way. He's tattooing me, and he's like, you know, you can only be vegan for 10 years before your body shuts down. And he was so convinced that this was true. He was like, everyone I know, when they get to their 10th year, they're so lethargic, they can't get up, and they eat a fish, and suddenly their body wakes up, and they're alive and invigorated again. And I was like, that's weird for you to tell me this. But I was pretty new to being vegan, didn't know a lot of vegans, and I don't know, it was the early stages of social media. Like, I don't think Instagram was out yet. And in the back of my mind, I was always like, oh, I can't be vegan forever because it'll kill my body. And the confidence that he said that with, I don't know. He's kind of a prick, but I think that my parents probably feel the same way. I told no one, but they did give me a weird look when I just ordered a bowl of fries. Fries for the table, man. No matter where we go. The food pyramid seems obsolete. I think it is. I think now it's like a food ruler. Damn, I also eat salmon and rice because I think it's healthy. I do think it is healthy. My example was that my mom fed us that way, because it did, like, it was recommended to her to feed us that way. So I think that would challenge, being vegan would challenge what she knew to be healthy if I was suddenly not eating that way. That's why I use that as an example. Sorry I'm late. No problem. Talking about bugs and burgers. That's crazy. Why would he say that? So when I was being tattooed by him, he was like, oh, can I put something on? Like, on the radio? And it was a self-help book. And when I tell you, getting tattooed while listening to somebody else's, like, chapter 5 of their self-help book it was, oh my god, it was so, it was the worst. It would have been like a bad date, but it was a tattoo that I paid so much money for. Oh. So he told me that I couldn't be vegan forever, made me listen to a self-help book, and it wasn't like it was from the beginning either. When I was a kid, my mom would rent audiobooks from the library, and if I had a sleepover, she would give me one, and all us girls would like lay around my room and put in this audiobook in the cassette player of like these like fucked up books. I remember she gave us Kiss the Girls, which became a movie. It's good, but we were like 12. My mom was like, this is fun. I'm the cool mom. And that, I would have been tattooed and listened to like something like that, like a murder mystery audiobook. Like, that's sick. But it was like a self-help audiobook that he had started, I guess, during his first tattoo. From the beginning, maybe I would have been more into it, but it was like already started chapter 5, and he didn't say anything about it. He wasn't like, do you mind if I listen to this book? I'm trying to learn, you know, how to be more mindful, or I'm trying to learn how to be more disciplined in my life. There was no introduction to what the fuck this audiobook was. He just said, can I put something on? And then put it on, and then went back to tattooing. I was like, what is going on? Take the aux from him. When I say I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom, it would have only taken like one of my friends to be like, when I slept over Amanda's house, her mom put on this audiobook. Kiss the Girls is this story where this guy kidnaps all these women who are very successful in their discipline. Like, I think he kidnaps like a violinist and like a model and stuff like that, and he kidnaps all of them and like has them fucking perform their thing for him every night. It's on Amazon Prime to watch, because I rewatched it earlier this year, and John didn't. I watched it by myself up here. I was like, ooh. But before it was a movie, it was a book, and that's what we listened to. I mean, honestly, that's pretty fun. My mom had her own ideas to like what was cool, and I don't have any problems with that, but I could see someone could. But the girl who stayed over that night, when I reciprocated and stayed over her house, she showed me Totoro for the first time. So I was pretty grateful for that. So thanks, Mom. That girl was like, now that I have nightmares, do you want to watch Totoro? And I was like, why are they in the bath together? Oh my god, I remember my dad also gave me a crazy audiobook about a virus. Goosebumps, it was not. Hey, Quick, what a nice surprise. Literally have been binging all your vids this week. Thank you so much. Once I get all my videos out, hopefully you will have more videos to watch. I said at the beginning of this live stream that all the videos I'm working on right now are just slow burns. Like, I want to become a better person so I can make better content, because I just feel like the person I was, I've grown out of. And not like a whole new life grown out of, just like I've just used this person to its capacity, and now I need to like read a book, learn a new language, have a new hairstyle, like start exercising. Like, I just have to like enrich myself to be a little bit better because I want to, and then bring that to the table. I'm sure most YouTubers go through this, but mine isn't like a YouTube thing. Like, I watch YouTubers, I gotta tell you, I watched this Japanese guy who makes furniture in like dead silence, and sometimes it's snowing outside and you can hear the snow. But you watch his videos because he's a beautiful, stylish expert in the furniture that he makes. Sometimes I come to the table and I'm not an expert in something. And at the top of the stream, I was like, I don't want to be an expert in anything, but if I want to paint my bike, I want to do it and be good at it and show you that. And I think even the act of being motivated to paint my bike is what I want to bring to the table. Like, I don't want to sit behind my computer all the time and just like critique things I saw online. I want to like experience life and then show you guys the life I experienced. That's, in one sentence, that's what I really wanted to say. So some of my videos have been slow to come to the table, but it's because I'm trying to do a good job, and I have a lot of patience for that. And I'm grateful for you guys who continue to watch my old videos while I try to make better new videos. Some of the videos where I'm like critical of a BuzzFeed video, or like I'm making commentary on just like something, I kind of like don't like how that feels anymore. I don't like doing stuff like that. I don't know. How do I say this? So I'm not on Twitter anymore, really. So I'm not absorbing a lot of daily pop culture. And in my last live stream, somebody asked me how I felt about Shane Dawson, and I didn't answer because I thought it was like tea. But one thing I have thought about is I'm happy to not worry about what is going on in the like drama sphere of YouTube, because I want to make like things that are good without that fire underneath them, you know? Like, it's not for everybody to, you know, plant my garden and stuff like that. It's much more universal to enjoy gossip online than it is to watch me, you know, create a reading nook in my room, which is a spoiler. However, I personally feel more satisfied doing that. And, you know, not keeping up with like Jeffree Star and stuff, I feel like gives me back like bandwidth, like energy, because I'm not spending it. I get to keep it. And I don't mean that in a mean way. And I'm really not up to date with any of that stuff. So I could be saying something, I don't know. I could be saying something wrong, but when somebody asked me in my previous live stream how I felt, my true answer was, I am relieved that I don't have to worry about that stuff. It's a relief that I have that time back. I agree with Cassie about vlogs. What did Cassie say? Would you do some vlogs? I think they'd feel refreshing to see. I'd love to do that. I get what you mean. These reaction videos have a really empty feeling. You just leave them with more drama in your head and you don't learn anything. Yeah, like, I don't know. I want to learn how to do stuff. And I have that energy, and maybe last year I didn't have that energy. Maybe that energy was more like creating documentary like kind of videos, and those are really fun, like my Pizza Hut video and stuff. Those are sick. Those are really fun to do. But now my energy is kind of just like learning stuff, a lot of like fashion and style. And that's kind of where everything is at. I have like 2 tattoo videos coming, but I am really happy that I was able to have a platform where I can do other things other than be majority tattoos. Going to Wawa BRB. I agree with the drama. It's so much negativity, and for what? I used to watch drama religiously, and I don't think it adds to anything good in my life. Yeah, so I think a good test to that was last year with James Charles's drama. A lot of people were invested in it, and I told this story where I was taking the train to my grandparents' house, and it's like a 90-minute train ride, and in the last like 10-minute stretch, I moved to the first car of the train so I could get out on the platform where I wanted, and I ran into some alumni from my high school, a girl I went to high school with, and I saw us make eye contact, so I was like, hey, like, I remembered her name, and immediately, like, after we exchanged pleasantries, she asked me how I felt about James Charles. Not like, do you have a baby? Are you married? Ask me about James Charles. That's how big the impact of James Charles' drama was last year. I sometimes think as a YouTuber, I'm more involved in it, but it was very much in the mainstream. So Tati made a new video this year, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I don't want to watch it because I will become invested in this thing that has nothing to do with me. And I don't want to. I want them to make up videos. So, that to me was a new thought that I had. It was brand new for me to be like, I don't think I want to watch this. I don't think I want to reinvest myself in this year. You know, I think I want to watch people make furniture. I want to do that instead. So, that, I don't know if that was like my big revelation, but yeah, I became very disinterested in all of the YouTube drama, and I also like don't like being around it, and I feel like some of the commentary videos I was making were like, I don't know, a little aggressive. If you're new, this is peace tea. It is iced tea. It's non-alcoholic beverage. And a lot of people know about it. Do you watch Liz QI's channel? Liz Qui? I haven't heard of them. I just bought my first bike ever today, and I'm so psyched to start using it. Do you still bike around often, and when did you start? Yeah, I use my bike every single day. My next video, come Monday, will be about bikes. And in my bike video, I tried to include some education. Like, a good way to lock your bike and ways to take care of your bike, as well as how to paint a bike. I've probably been riding a bike. I've been riding a bike my entire life. For long stretches of time. Like when my friend Justine and I were kids, our parents bought us both bikes at the same time, and we used to ride our bikes by ourselves to the craft store. And it was probably like a 40-minute journey, but it was cool. So that was like my first taste of riding my bike somewhere to get something. And then when I was like 16 to 18, I rode my bike to work. And then when I moved to Philly, I used my bike to commute. So I've been riding it kind of my whole life, but now I ride it. Riding in a city is a little different. When I lived in a more suburban area, I would ride on the sidewalk. So now I ride with traffic. What side is that right? But yeah, riding a bike is cool. I just put a basket on my bike, and that is like a whole new thing. So H says, and thank you for the donation, only if you feel like talking about it, fave tattoo artists in Portland. Also, yes, bikes. My favorite tattoo artist in Portland, her name is Jessie Preston. She's amazing. She's brilliant. I love her style. Like 2 days ago, I was talking about tattoo artists who have identifiable styles. There's this guy, Jacob, in Philadelphia who does traditional, but he must put like white in his ink because all of his tattoos are almost pastel. I was like, I could identify one of his tattoos on a person just walking down the street. And Jessie Preston has that same style. Like, I could identify one of her tattoos on a stranger, no problem. I love Jessie Preston. Jessi Preston. She's amazing, talented, funny, woke, beautiful. Love her. She hits me up all the time. She's very involved in like my online life. She's great. I love her so much. Urban Philly quick content is my favorite. I'm going to make a video where I can tell you guys. I don't think there's a ton of people here, so I can tell you guys. I'm making this video where I bike around Philadelphia, and I got like a phone mount for my bike to record, and I want to just film around Philadelphia and just do like a bike tour of Philadelphia. One of my favorite YouTubers, his channel is Life Where I'm From. He just did this bike tour. And when I saw the thumbnail, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a long video. Like, I'm not sure. But I really, really, really enjoyed it. I loved his perspective. I loved, like, just watching him bike around. And, like, going somewhere. And just exploring where he lives. So I was really inspired to do something similar. And I'm pretty excited. Google Pixel, they have this like new economy phone. Like it's only $300. I mean, $300 is a lot, but it's not $1,000. So they sent me a phone to put in the mount for the video, because these Pixel cameras are really good. I've never had a Pixel before, like I don't know what I'm doing. But the camera on here is really good. So I just got this 2 days ago. That's the thing I was waiting for. So now I can do this like bike tour video. I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of things happening in Philadelphia. A lot of there's like a giant homelessness like protest. They're demanding housing. A lot of buildings are still boarded up from looting and COVID, and now a lot of small businesses are just like going out of business. I'm just having this like back and forth with myself about if I show these experiences, if they will be polarizing to people. If you live in an urban environment, you're just more conditioned to see these things, so you don't think like you can feel things about like seeing a homeless encampment, but you don't have the same reaction as if you don't live with it. So I'm worried that people might be shocked, and I don't want to shock anyone. I do just want to show my perspective. So that is like where I'm at right now. Obviously I don't want to show just like pretty Philadelphia, everything is cool, don't look over there. Like, I don't want to do that. But in my mind, I'm just like, do I show these boarded up buildings or do I wait? Because I don't want to upset anybody, and I don't want to like appear political in a way, even though me and other residents of Philadelphia wouldn't see it that way. I just don't know what somebody might take it as. These are the things I worry about in my life. BRB, gotta go to Target. Wish it was me. I'm from Denmark, where bike culture is huge. I'd love to hear about American biking, but it sounds scary without bike lanes. Philadelphia has bike lanes. We do. And there's a lot of them, and it's great. And there's way more than there ever were. However, I think that driving has become crazier. I think I see a lot of accidents, and I see a lot of careless driving, and I see a lot of people texting and driving. And I think that has increased. I think that makes riding your bike in the city much more dangerous than ever. Quack, have you ever heard of the Doc's Thrash House in Philly they were trying to save? Yeah. There's a couple things like that I think kind of happen, where there will be these famous events that happen in private residences, and then things happen to the houses, and people who want to keep this history preserved, and then people who own the land and property who have different feelings about the history and the events clash. There was another place like that in, I don't know if it was Philadelphia proper, but there was another part of the Underground Railroad. There was another house where people would stay, and they wanted to demolish that house too, just because it was a private residence. So someone could just be like, oh, that's nice and all, but I want to renovate my house. It's wild. Hell yeah, I have a Pixel specifically for the camera. Yeah, they sent me this phone on the condition that I make posts with the hashtag that they assigned me. So I think their whole influencer marketing is based around the really good camera. I feel like we have a similar situation in Seattle where I'm at. Please tell me about that. I watch a ton of stuff about Seattle and their housing and their homelessness situation. I'm pretty up to date with all of that stuff. But I'd love to hear from someone as a person and not CNBC and Vice. I saw on Instagram that you picked up a Sailor Moon X primitive skate deck. So sick. How's your skating journey going? I want to learn, but I'm hella intimidated. So I don't plan on skating that deck. I plan on displaying it. It's kind of like when I saw it was coming out, I thought it would be really cool to display, because John, so much of his life is skating, and then Sailor Moon is pretty important to me. So I found that deck, and I was able to order another deck. So those are to display, and I think that would be really cool, because I think it combines both of our interests and then turns it into home decor. As for me, I have a skateboard. I have whose deck? Andy from King of the Road. You know Andy. He had no teeth. I have his board. I was learning how to skate for a little while, and then when I got hurt, I got hurt 3 times, and then by the 3rd time, when John was like, all right, we're gonna go skate, I was like, I'll sit this one out, and then I sat the second one out, and now I've just been sitting it out for a while. I really didn't want to get hurt. I was really just pushing my board. I was able to ride a board, go in a circle and stop. I was able to push on the street. In the summer, Philadelphia will close. We have this big 10-lane street that leads to the art museum, and it's called the Parkway. They will close the outer lane in the summer and turn it into a Philadelphia play street. And there will be like food carts and benches and like misting stations. I don't think they did it this year for COVID, but the last 2 years they did it. And at night, when all the food trucks go away, I would ride my skateboard down the play street, which was really cool, a really awesome way to get practice and like skate a long way. But I was skating by myself at that point, and I was on the play street, and I realized I was about to run over like a little fucking, like a little, I don't know. And I knew I was going to hit it, and a lot of skateboarders know how to fall. They'll fall like this, like they'll fall on their back with like their little legs up. Like they're skating and they're like, ugh. But you learn how to fall to minimize your impact and not get hurt. I didn't know that yet. I knew I was about to fall. Like I was like, oh no, I'm about to hit that. There's nothing I can do and I will fall. So I wiped the fuck out. There were like these two cool boys that saw it. I ripped the ass of my pants. It was a mess. Next time I was at a skate park and I got hurt by another person, and I got hurt really, really bad. So I started crying. And it really upset the guy who hurt me. And I was like, this is a mess. Like, I am hurt and I'm uncontrollably crying and I'm embarrassed because I don't want to be crying. This is a new thing that I cry when I'm hurt. I did it as a baby and now I do it as a grown woman. Why? And then the third time I fell learning how to like turn around. I'm really good at inline skating. I'm really good at roller skating. Justine and I, my best friend, we had roller skates, and they're at her parents' house, who lives right by my grandmom in the same development. So I went to my grandmom's house and I texted Justine and I was like, oh, give your mom a heads up. I know where our skates are in her house. Like, I know where they are. She just has to let me in and not think it's weird. So she didn't let me in and she thought it was weird. So I have to wait for Justine to get our skates. But once I get my skates, girl. Your NGE bike is goals. Is there going to be a video on it? Did you see it? Did I leak a pic? Did I? How'd you know? Bike tour series, different seasons, times. Could be a cool time-lapse video with a Wes Anderson feel. All I ask is for your trust that I can make something that you want to watch. It can be so discouraging on YouTube. If your audience doesn't receive your video, if they don't watch it, if they're not interested in it, YouTube like punishes your channel in the algorithm. I'm sure you guys have all heard this from your favorite creators, but even my gardening video, I was like, clearly this isn't for everybody. Not everyone has access to a backyard. Not everybody's interested in gardening. It costs like $200 to finish that gardening project, so not everybody has $200. Like, I understand that most people could see that and be like, meh. But because of that, YouTube like tanked that video. And YouTube will send you notifications that are like, your audience isn't showing interest in your video. Let's see if it's still there. And then I told you like, so YouTube will show your video to like 10 people. And if those 10 people watch it, it'll go, oh, this is a good video, and show 10 more. And then it'll show 10 more. But you need the engagement of like the first group. Oh, it doesn't say it, but YouTube will send you things that are like, this video wasn't very good. And it's like dead up. It'll say that. But I plan on making the bike tour videos, and if they're not good, they're not good. I don't know. No one liked my cheesesteak tour videos. Weird question. Does anyone know if lilac purple hair dye shows up on grays in black hair? My hair is black, but I have a lot of gray. Would it show up like purple highlights in the gray? It depends on what kind of gray. If it's white gray, so lilac is a pastel, and pastels only work on white hair. So like bubblegum pink, like baby blue, lilac, all of these colors require like the whitest of white blondes and highlights in order to show up. A dark purple, depending on what your grays look like, if you have like a salt and pepper, a dark purple would work, but lilac might be really hard to work. You might need to go to a salon and have them lightened, and there's a lot of like blending gray services that are really, really beautiful that could work on. YouTube doesn't know what's good. Hey man, I don't know. Algorithms be in charge. Your filming room / office looks really cute. Thanks. I like cleaned up a little bit. I have to keep the door open because it gets so hot back here. But now that there's no house plants in here, they're all in my backyard, I can leave the door open because the cats can't come in here and like eat something toxic. There's just no plant in there. So it's been really nice. It's like given me a reason to like be back here, and it feels so open. It makes the house feel bigger. Sorry, I'm reading this. I'm trying to understand. Do you know any local shops without markup prices due to location? Everywhere I went since I moved to Philly has insane prices. Are you talking about tattoos? Get back to me. My light went out. Some crimes cannot be forgiven. Oh, how's PB? PB. PB is my girl cat, and she's been causing some problems, and I feel really bad because it's all like behavioral, because I had taken her to the vet, had tests on her and everything, the works. And this morning, she peed. And for years, none of my cats ever did that. They all went in the litter box. They all behaved really well. And PB and Ethan used to get along. Like, I have pictures of them together. They used to really get along, and now they don't. And now the boys protect the litter box. So PB just can't even go to the bathroom. She just shits herself. And it's like crazy. And when I tell people that, they're like, cats don't do that. You have to take her back to the doctor. And it's like there's a weird territory thing happening in the house. And I had to clean my rug because PB had like the craziest accident on it. And by crazy, I mean it was Saturday. I came downstairs and she was just meowing. And PB is the most vocal cat. You can talk to her and she'll give you a couple chirps back. But she was meowing, so I pressed her stomach, and that's when she was in pain. So I was like, John, we have to take her to the emergency vet. I think she has a urinary tract infection. Because when I touch her stomach, it hurts her. And he was like, let me see. So I touched her stomach again, and she just pooped. She just pooped. She just started pooping. I was in such shock. A car could have crashed through my living room and I would have had the same reaction as me squeezing my baby girl cat and her pooping. Not diarrhea, poop. I'm sorry, everyone. I haven't even told my grandma this story. I said, oh, I'm having problems with PB. Not that she just pooped. She just pooped. I was so stunned. I stood there like, John literally came to clean it up all in like you could have pushed me over. I would have just fucking fell. I couldn't believe that I had made my cat poop. Oh my god. I know it's poop. Like poop. Like poop. Dog owners are like, grow up. But I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it was poop. Poop. So PB pooped. And I was just, so I took the rug outside, I cleaned it. The rug is awesome now. It's softer than it's ever been. So thank you, PB, for poop. Poop. I've told this story a million times, but when I got all those tests done on PB, the vet said that PB was territorial and John's clothes smell like testosterone, so she pees on them. For women's equality in my home. So, this morning, PB went upstairs, and she never does that, and I was like, I bet she's gonna go poop, and John was like, get over it. But then she did, and I was right, and it was on John's clothes that stunk, and I told him last night, do you stink? And he took off his clothes next to the bed, and didn't put them in the hamper, and she went upstairs and neutralized them for feminism. It sucks, man. Like, none of the cats used to piss on stuff. It sucks. People come to my house and I'm like, what's your first impression? You smell anything? Not at? I'm eating, as you say. I just got a cat diffuser from the vet because my cat is doing the same thing. It helps them be calm with other kitties and territory. I got one of those diffusers and I didn't think it did anything. And when I asked my vet, she said some people swear by them and some people say they have no effect. And I was like, I was hoping to swear by them. Direct action PB. PB is a feminist icon. That is a fact, though. We still love a poopy queen. I feel so bad I'm telling the internet that she just dead up pooped. Do they have enough litter trays? Yes, there's so much cat litter in this house. There's so much litter, and poop, and cat poop. Do I have 3 litter boxes? Yeah, the boys are fixed. Everything. Like, everything. It's everything. It's really just, like, they all the cats used to get along. And Ethan and Olive, my 2 boy cats, play fight. And then, like, fall asleep in each other's arms. But when they go to even sniff PB, she growls. And she won't play fight. She just freaks out. She just has a full-on meltdown, even if they sniff her. So, I don't know how to get her to chill out, and I don't know how to get them. If Ethan even falls asleep... So, PB is always on the couch, and if Ethan falls asleep on the rug in front of the couch, PB won't leave the couch. So, it doesn't matter how many more litter boxes I introduce to the situation. Like, she's afraid of Ethan. But it's not even like she's scared, because she'll just smack him. She'll just fucking smack him. But I think you need more litter boxes. I have all of the litter boxes, but yeah, I don't know. Forever, there was one litter box she was using, and I made sure to clean it, like, every day, so it was always fresh for her, and for, like, months, that worked. And very recently it stopped working, so I don't know. John wants to put a litter box in our room, and we had one in our room forever, And I just like couldn't sleep because like in the middle of the night, like the cat's like crunching it. I could hear, and Ethan doesn't cover, so if he decided to fucking go, it would wake me up because it stinks. He's a huge cat, like a dog. He's huge. Poop Queen has anxiety. So we had a litter box in our room when PB lived on our bed. And then one day she decided she lives on the couch, and it's been months she just lives on the couch now. So she decides to live under the kitchen table in the next couple weeks. I'll put a litter box there, but she doesn't come upstairs. I don't know. We won't say anything. We'll protect her dignity. So as of right now, and actively, I am troubleshooting the situation. I am not ignoring it. I'm very active in figuring out what to do. Yesterday, I reset all of the litter boxes, or 2 days ago, and I have ordered a cabinet to hide a litter box, so it'll be like an inside situation. Because I have a covered litter box, an uncovered litter box, a top entry litter box, and just like a fucking pan. So there's options here. I'm trying to figure it out. What a leisurely life that I'm like, my cat poops. But PB be pooping. Going to sleep now. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for being here. Anxiety meds are an option. Yeah, I wish my vet maybe would have recommended them. It's probably just time to make another appointment. But I feel bad. Like, she just pooped and now I'm like, meds. I don't know. Or I shouldn't worry about it at all, and it's not a big deal. Are there any strays near your house? Maybe they're causing her stress. So I was thinking that PB could be stressed because there's construction on my block. But there's been a constant state of construction for like 2 years. And it's not going to stop anytime soon. There's like a lot of abandoned properties near me that get demolished or boarded up or catch on fire. Like, I don't know. Secret toilet. Usually you have to suggest meds first. Oh, okay. Are you planning to move to Patreon anytime soon or stay with Join on YouTube? I've been thinking of starting a Patreon. I say that every live stream that someone suggests it, so thanks for bringing it up. I've been thinking about it. I think that way I could stop relying on sponsors. I actually spend... Let me accurately depict this, because I had one sponsor recently who just like drove me to the point of insanity. I probably spend about 10 hours a week, maybe 8 hours a week, talking to, emailing, corresponding to, begging sponsors, talking to them. And you can tell I don't do it lightly. I probably only take on about 12 sponsors a year. Realistically, 100%. In the last like 2 years, I tend to reach out to sponsors first because a lot of the sponsors who contact me are shady. Our ethics don't align. I don't think you guys would be interested. They want to do trade for product, which sometimes I'll do, but it has to be something I don't know, that I would have bought myself, Or they want way too much work for trade for product, or they don't want to pay what I believe the time and effort is. Like, let me think of something recently. There is, oh my god, I'm gonna go to jail. There is a like, think like a science channel, like on TV channel. They want people to advertise, I guess, for a thing coming up. They want influencers to make a science project, show their science project, explain why their science project benefits humanity. Like, that's the theme, benefits humanity. So they gave examples like solving a problem, like food shortages. Like, I swear. And they want you to create a science project that helps do that thing. I was like, you want me to solve world hunger? So that's not even... So your video has to be 55 seconds, and if it's over, you get disqualified. And the payout was $130. $130, hear me out, is really chill. $130 is really chill. After taxes, I don't know, it's like $90. So you want me to film and edit a science project I have to develop and create, and then I still have to film and edit it for $130? No, I don't want to do that. But I have to be very thankful that you reached out to me. That's so great. Thank you so much. Awesome. I just broke my fucking thumbnail. Great. So when I first started reading this, I would be like, oh, it'd be really funny if I made that, like, volcano project. I've actually never made one. And they were like, no, not that. I was like, I can't even think of the thing. Like, if I could bullshit something, like when you tape the two bottles together and create a cyclone, if I could do that, $130, I don't know, it would embarrass me in front of my subscribers. That's the thing. A lot of my sponsorship opportunities are embarrassing. I think it would embarrass the shit out of me if I just had this fucking science project all of a sudden on my channel, on my Instagram feed. But no, I'd have to research and think about something. Some sponsorships, when I read the prompt, I think of something immediately. This one, I was like, no, you can't ask me to do that. And later, the evil thing I do is I remember the hashtag, and I wait a few weeks, and I look up the hashtag, and I look at the people who did decide to do it. There's this brand that reached out to me, and I had time to completely expose them in like 20 minutes. 20 minutes time, I looked into them, realized that they were a huge scam. And then I looked up the hashtag, and I looked at all the influencers who didn't even put in 15 minutes of work. I was like, they have 300,000 followers on Instagram and 28 likes. Like, this isn't adding up. Immediately, it's not adding up. So I vet a lot of the people who want to sponsor me. And some of the sponsors just aren't fucking worth it. Like I said, the science project thing, I couldn't do. So recently, I had this company that reached out to me, and they said, and they could have been lying, it's very easy, but they said that one of my friends on YouTube who I've worked with before recommended me to them. And that does happen. I'll work with brands who are like, Do you have any other people in your vertical who you think we should reach out to? And, you know, I'm like, Valonius, like, it has happened before, so I do believe that it could have happened. But they said that they had been recommended and they were doing CBD oil. But they phrased the email like it was skincare. But they talked about CBD, and their CBD was like the purest, and had been in like Glamour magazine, and they brought up skincare, blah 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 blah. So I replied to them and I was like, I just want to understand, is this skincare or is this oral CBD? Because I said I'm not comfortable recommending something to help with anxiety. I'm not a professional. I don't feel comfortable saying that. Because I looked up some of the other influencers who had been working with them, and one girl put it all out there. She was like, I had an anxiety disorder until I started taking these CBD drops. And I said, I don't personally feel comfortable saying that. I don't want to do that. But if it's skincare, I like skincare, and I will try it, and if it works, I will use it. And they were like, of course, we want all of our influencers to love and use our products. That's why we send products first and then check back in to see if you like them. And we want to work together long term. We want to make 5 videos together. And this is over the course of like 10 emails. Like, just tell me. It's so rude. I challenge myself to do it, but I have to this day never done it. To be like, what do you want? You want to be like, what do you want? But you can't do that. You have to be like, hey, thank you so much for reaching out to me. Oh my God. And sometimes I do feel that way, you know. I have a sponsorship with Article coming up soon, and I'm so fucked, like, but so, you know, I said, yeah, if I'm going to use your product, I want to use your product first. That eliminates most sponsorships already, because most sponsorships, for like skincare and makeup, you don't really get the opportunity to try it. You have to like it or tell them you didn't like it, and often they'll make you send it back and they will blacklist you and they don't want to work with you again. Unless they send it to you with no expectations, which is PR. So like 10 more emails go by and I'm like, hey, I'm just letting you know, I can't do this for free. It started to sound like they were just going to send me the products and they wanted me to use them in 5 videos. And I was like, hey, just letting you know that I'm not doing any trade for products right now. I kind of reserve that for like friends or local stuff like that. I don't know you. I would rather be paid for my work to create content for you. So I told them up front, I'm not doing trade for product right now. It's, you know, almost the end of the year. I'm not doing it. So they were like, okay, for sure. We didn't expect you to give us free work. And I was like, cool, what's your budget? And they said, well, what are your rates? And I repeated, what's your budget? And they said, well, we'd love to know what like rates you normally work for. And I get into this with companies all the time, and Valonius told me to stop doing it, and it's been pretty successful. So I said, oh, can you not tell me what your rates are? That's okay. You can forward this to like the head of your influencing marketing team if that's okay. And then they were like, no, it's cool. $100. And I was like, for 5 videos? And they were like, yeah, we're a small company. And I said, no. And like, when I tell you it was like 30 emails, it wastes so much of my time. It wastes so much time, and it makes me want to create a Patreon, but I hate asking anybody for money But I also hate asking brands for money because they are like that. They waste so much of your time. So I tend to reach out to companies I want to work with. And like 2% of the time I'll hear back from them, which is cool. For like my room makeover, I did reach out to IKEA. And they sent me a gift card, which was really cool. That's probably the last time. But at least when I reach out to companies, like the ball is kind of in my court, but it takes a long time because you have to sell yourself. It's basically a job interview when you reach out to a company. And honestly, thousands of influencers probably do the same thing. I'm so surprised that IKEA even saw my email. And that was years ago. But this is your first live I've been in, and it's the most relatable and amazing thing I've ever wanted to experience. AKA, I'm here to validate your Patreon consideration. Thank you. Like, I do it for you guys, and I'm so like self-deprecating in that way because I know that there's so many sponsorships I could take. But I don't know why they like humiliate me if they're not on brand. They really do. Or they're like taking advantage of like a small guy, like a popular VPN hit me up and I was like, these are my rates. The last 2 sponsorships I've taken paid me this. I would like to make somewhere in the neighborhood of this, and I know you can provide this. And they were like, for an influencer your size, we can pay this. And I was like, I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather cook at home and take the bus than do your shitty sponsorship for $1.99. But that adds up over the years, obviously. I really need a new lens for my camera. And it sucks that I'm like really just not taking any sponsorships. You're not asking for money with Patreon. Most people create exclusive content for their subscribers, which is worth it. It really is, too, because for a while I didn't understand Patreon, and then I started to support some creators on there, and I really just have to, like, give myself the benefit. Oh, John is calling me. Should I pick up? Should I do it? Hello? Hey. Nothing. Really? He's so tall. Okay. I don't know. If I wear the right clothes. I was attacked by that bug. They're great. Well, you can change the bed sheets. Alright, well, I'll see you soon then. I love you too. Bye. Sorry about that, guys. I would get in on a Patreon. I love your lives because you hide chill, real content in them. You should just hide real chill content in Patreon. I honestly would love to. I feel vulnerable sometimes putting this stuff on my live, but I feel most comfortable doing live streams. Valonius and I talked about me making a Twitch, and I had a concept, and I was really into it, and he had, I created like a complimentary concept for him so our channels on Twitch could work in tandem, and I was so excited on my idea. I had it in the shower, and it just made so much sense. But I also told you guys at the top of the stream that commentary just like really, I like really fell out of favor in it with it over the course of like a week. Like I had this really good idea for Twitch, loved it, and then like just for my own mental health, really just couldn't be on Twitter anymore, and I would need Twitter to make my Twitch content work. So that kind of disappointed me, but I put myself first, which was nice, felt good, felt like eating a big old cheesesteak. So it would be really cool to put that actually on Patreon, where I would feel less vulnerable, because yeah, like I want to put certain content on my YouTube channel, and in like YouTube law, you're really not supposed to have a channel that's like all over the place, and I do think that the live streams kind of disrupt that. Not really, you guys expect it from me, but I love this indie film. He asked what she's doing and she said nothing. Honestly, I'm glad you're like that. So many YouTubers take shitty sponsorships and it literally lowers the quality of their content. It's true. And I love YouTube. I don't have cable. I tell myself to delete Hulu every day because it's dick. And I really do just watch YouTube. So I know as a YouTuber who is self-conscious, and also as a viewer, that like weirdo sponsorships are such a drag. But I also don't take any sponsorships, and it's like YouTuber 101 to like diversify your revenue streams, because you could be demonetized like tomorrow. Who is Valonius again? Valonius is a YouTuber kind of in the same vertical as me. And a vertical on YouTube is like a category. And we actually really get along, and we are both old people, so we talk on the phone a lot. We've become like actually like very close. We found out we had like a ton of stuff in common, and we're like one person removed probably from knowing each other. So him and I get along, and we talk shop. And I've said this before, but a lot of YouTubers, it's really hard to speak openly about like views and strategy and payment and stuff like that. So it's really nice to be able to talk to somebody openly about that, because I realized I was being really underpaid for a lot of stuff. And I also realized that he gets paid a lot more to do stuff. So a little bit of sexism there. But I was also willing to be paid a lot less than him for the longest time, because I didn't know that I could even ask for more. Like, I was like on average doing sponsorships for about like $100, and was really grateful. But he told me that was crazy, which was very helpful. $1 tier for cat pics. Yeah, I think just like a couple years ago, I tried to work more independently with like my audience, and the feedback I got was really negative. So I just like kind of abandoned the idea of having a Patreon, but I think I could revisit it. I'm a little older. I'm a little smarter now.
I loved your videos about Kmart and Forever 21. Would you do more content like that? Yes. Those videos are definitely the videos of mine that are like affected by COVID. So I would love to do more videos like that. Chuck E. Cheese just filed for bankruptcy. Shane Dawson's fault? No, I'm kidding. So Chuck E. Cheese just filed for bankruptcy, and I don't think they're gonna pull out. I think that they're done. They have so much debt from just being bought by all these different companies back and forth. They've changed hands like 5 different times. And they haven't really progressed. And millennial parents don't take their kids to Chuck E. Cheese. So it's just done. The whole culture of keeping salary and payment secret makes it super easy to get underpaid. Yes, I totally agree. I've said that when I worked at my coffee shop. All of us told each other everything because it kept us all like really being paid almost the same amount, which was super awesome of all of us. YouTube is tough. I think it's because like people will be like, David Dobrik got $120,000 for his sponsorship. And I'm like, oh, I got $90. So I think that disparity makes smaller YouTubers not want to say that they make a little, and makes larger YouTubers, it makes people think that all YouTubers get paid a lot. And some micro influencers do get paid a lot, and I'm so happy for them. So I need to like, that's why like I don't do anything for free anymore. I was doing a ton of shit for free. Now I do some stuff for free still. I have this like crazy like 14-part Korean skincare routine right now, which is like, but they sent me all of that for free, which is awesome because I don't know, they're all full size. Like you just spend $400 on your skincare routine. They know what they're doing though. I feel great. I have to go to bed an hour earlier to start my skincare routine. This reminds me of talking to recruiters. One I talked to recently asked me what I wanted, and I said just pay me fairly, but he wouldn't let it go until I had a number. Yeah, a lot of, so most brands will ask you what your rate is. So you want to ask them first what their budget is. And sometimes like they won't tell you. Because they want you to put out a number. And whenever I put out a number and they quickly agree to it, I'm always like, fuck. So I don't know. Are you still liking that pour vacuum? Yes, I love it. John uses it. It's great. It's actually charging right now because it was dead. It was all used up. But can the skin vacuum work on my heart? I'm not sure. I'm like scared. I'm scared of it. Yeah, so I mean that was a bit honest about sponsorship work, but that's 100% the truth. I get all these crazy emails every single day, and I read all of them to see like if there's something I'm potentially a great fit for, or that's a great fit for my channel. Like I got that Megabus sponsorship. How crazy was that? That was amazing. 100% perfect. I take Megabus and I recommend Megabus, and then Megabus paid me. Like that's, and now they're running a sponsorship, but it's trade for product. And I'm like, you want me to work for $10 because your tickets are $10? And no shade, I want to work with them again, but I do want to be paid fairly. It was a day's work to go on the Megabus, get the content. Like it was still a day's work.
Um, so, like, some sponsorships are just brilliant. That was one of them. But most I turned down. There was this one for, like, I'm gonna go to jail. So, like, I did a sponsorship once for a cat product. And, I was paid. And I was paid fairly. Like, they put out the number, and I was like, fine. Like, I don't think it'll be more than, like, 2 hours of work, so I think that this is fair. So they sent me the product as well, so I was like, cool. I can use this. I have cats. So they emailed me again, like 2 years later, and they were like, hey, you're on our list. We'd love to work together again. And I was like, cool. Previously, I was paid this. I've grown this percentage since then, so I would like to be paid this. And they were like, this time it's trade for product. And I was like, your product's $9. I'd rather just go without something that is $9 than do this for you. And they said, well, now we only take sponsorships. Now we only pay people who have over 100K followers on Instagram, and you don't meet those requirements. Let us know if you still want to work with us. And I was like, I'm good on receiving $9. Like, are you crazy? It's like mean. It's like kind of mean. I know some people could really use cat litter. I'm not. Anyway, I know that $9 means something. I know that, but it just undervalues me. And like I said, like, I'd rather go without, like, a latte than do that sponsorship, because the more, like, I'd rather not do it. I'd rather not do it on principle. I'd rather not do it because it's embarrassing, and because there are some influencers who are genuinely very enthusiastic, excited, wake up every day and kiss the fucking sun, and you guys know I'm not like that. So I can't even bring it to the table because it wouldn't even look real if I was like, good morning! Guess what? No odors today because I have this cat litter. You guys would be like, what the hell? You know, some, bloggers and stuff, they really be like that. And you really can't tell what's sponsored or not because they're just happy to be here. But, you guys know how I talk, and I'm a little pessimistic, and, Trade for product is useless unless the product is food or housing. I'd actually love to see a PR video one day. I'm actually not really on any PR lists right now. I was on CoverGirl's PR list, but I think they took me off, and that's really it. I'm sure the people at my P.O. box don't mind, but that Megabus sponsorship was iconic. I'm a software engineer, so I'm super paranoid about being underpaid compared to my male peers. That's honestly how it is in almost every industry, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I wish privately, I made a really huge deal when Volonius and I compared numbers on things. And he was just like, I can honestly tell you, making triple. And, I love his content. He's an amazing editor. He's focused. His content is unique. But I was like, this really hurts my fucking feelings that I've just been really accepting just poopy. Like,
And some brands you work with because they give you brand equity, and I get that, but you know, I just like when I tell you he was like making triple in comparison to some of the shit. Now I stand up for myself. I'm a lot more aggressive. It turns a lot of brands off, and that just lets me know that they were probably going to scam me, and that they successfully scam others, and they probably scam female creators all the time. And even there was a sponsorship that Morgan, Joyce, and I were both offered, and when I told her what I asked for and what they offered her, even there was disparity in that. So it's just like they really try to get away with like whatever they can, and when you find that out, it's shitty, and it makes you really just hate these brands. It makes you just hate them. Can you still see your 666 tattoo? Yeah, you can still see it. Are you planning on doing Halloween content? I'm pinning a bunch of Halloween stuff on Pinterest already. I was thinking about it. I have my Halloween costume picked out. My partner manager told me that people do not interact with my seasonal content very well. She told me that last year in I think in January. So that was a hard pill to swallow. So I might just do like a Halloween special and not try to do a lot of Halloween content. I don't know. Who knows? Like, I'll come up with a video one morning and then complete it by the night. So I might just have some really good ideas, but she did tell me not so good. Not my strongest point. She said people don't think of the holidays when they think of you. But I get it. My like Thanksgiving video was like, all my Thanksgiving videos are about like being vegan, but I do make one every year. So I don't know. I love your seasonal content. You guys are great. I rewatch your turkey reviews all the time. That's so wild. Yeah, she was like, because she can see the back end, and there's like a few years ago, I think they used to tell you more, but YouTubers would tell everybody. So now she looks at a screen that I'm not allowed to see. So I always figure she knows way more than what I can see. And she's not telling it to me to be mean. She's telling it to me to help me create strategy. Like, she wants me to succeed. So I think she's like, your energy will be put in a more like prosperous place if you didn't put so much energy into these videos that don't do well. YouTube wants you to succeed, you know, in masses. It's not as popular on YouTube anymore to just be a smaller creator who just like does their own thing all the time. Like, I feel like YouTube used to be like girls in their bedroom, and they were like, Dear Diary, today I picked up a Maybelline lipstick and I got my eyebrows waxed, and that was my day. And everyone was like, I'm gonna get my eyebrows waxed. And those content creators had their own audience and just stayed successful in a small way. Now YouTube is more about grow, keep growing. And it does make me want to grow. She did just enroll me in a couple YouTube classes that are coming up soon. I'm excited about them. She wants me to do my best, which is very, very nice. Not everyone is assigned a partner manager, so I'm really, really grateful. But that was just her advice, that my seasonal content doesn't do better than my regular content, so maybe I should just make regular content. But you know, it's like, man, are you talking about chicken nuggets again? And their Halloween costumes? You want to drop it? Holiday content helps me get in the spirit since I don't do family stuff. Me too, because I decorate my house and I'm the only person who sees it, like, so it's cool to share it with you guys. Does your manager lady have like a graph where it's subscriber stats, viewer based on randos that you find you in recommended? I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, so she can tell me, if any of you guys watch the Sorry Girls, when they open their video, they have been saying, please subscribe. We can see that more people watch our videos who are unsubscribed than who are subscribed, so you should just subscribe. That's, your partner manager can tell you that stat. So when I heard them start saying that, I recognize that. So your partner manager can tell you that stuff. And she tells me to say subscribe, and I don't because I'm embarrassed. But she can see that those little things, and those things can help you, like the Sorry Girls, directly implement, like they even changed their greeting to implement something that was told to them, like through these stats, which is really, it's really effective, you know, because when I heard that, I remembered it. And now I'm telling you guys. You and your sweater candle are truly the only way to know that autumn has began. You have a YouTube manager. That is kind of weird. I didn't hire her. I don't pay her. She is almost like if you email like help on YouTube, there is a group of people that would help you. And if you get over 100,000 subscribers, you get a more exclusive person to talk to. And then as you grow, you will have somebody who specializes in helping you. So that's what I have. A lot of YouTubers have one. I'm fortunate enough to have one. So with her, if I have any questions, I can email her directly, and then she will also occasionally drop in and have like we'll do a channel assessment on me and will talk to me about it. It's really very common. People will also hire a manager as well who is with them all the time. But my partner manager I hear from sometimes, and she's great and I love her. And I don't know, I have a picture with her. I got to meet her and it's awesome. She's way taller than me and beautiful and perfect. And like I said, she's not saying anything mean to me. She's telling me stats. And I'm weird because I take them very personally because my channel is my face. It kind of makes me sad to know the business side of YouTube. Yeah, it can be. She extended these classes to me and I want to take them. But I actually told myself, like, what if I never knew? People in Philly decorate for holidays I've never seen. Like all the Fishtown grandmas with the seasonal decorations in the bay windows without fail. Yes! Melted plastic popcorn for life. That's why you gotta decorate for Valentine's Day. You gotta decorate for St. Patrick's Day. You have to decorate for graduation, which happens late May, early June. So you have to decorate for graduation. Even if you are all by yourself in your house, you decorate for graduation. You decorate for like American 4th of July, that stuff. Halloween for sure, Thanksgiving, Christmas. People in Philly always decorate for graduation. I thought it said White Girl Wednesday. That's an interesting job. Do you find those stats helpful? Of course they are very helpful, but it can be abstract because how do you implement it? You know, if she tells me
Like, if she tells me people really like when you do this, but it's like a one-off video, how do I replicate it, you know? But that can still be helpful because maybe I can, you know? Is YouTube your only source of income right now? Yes. Is she quite Qcknd? If she isn't, she doesn't know. Obsessed with melted plastic popcorn. I can't wait to bring out my decorations. The thing about decorations though is I bought a lot last year, so I can't, why would I buy more this year? You know what I mean? It's kind of sad. Have you gone to any flea markets since the virus? We have gone to two flea markets since the virus. For the most part, they're outside. Most people aren't practicing social distancing though, and you'll find at flea markets people are selling like a lot of like Trump stuff. But I think I'm supposed to go to flea market tomorrow. I want to downsize. I want to own much less stuff, but I'm also redecorating right now. So I like going to the flea markets because I want to buy things that are unique or one-off or discounted. But I also want to own less stuff, so it's kind of tough. I went to a flea market last week, and Volonius is also a collector, and I saw something he's collecting right now and called him like 100 times, and it's these big M&M display cases of an M&M, and they're hollow on the inside, so you can put M&Ms in them, and like the candy store has them. And I found someone at the flea market who had all of the M&Ms, the blue one, the brown one, the green one. He's collecting them right now. So I called him. I was like, oh, yo, this guy's got all the M&Ms. And then we were both like, how would you get it? I'm going to ship this like M&M to you. It's made of like fiberglass. It's going to shatter. But I always know what my friends are collecting. Like my neighbor right now has been looking for this ornate mirror. So when I go to flea markets, I also know what my friends are looking for too. So I liked it. Who do you watch on YouTube? Any recommendations? So I'm making a video of my 5 like YouTube recommendations that you can just dive into and fully fucking love to death. Mwah. So look for that video. Will you stream? Be uploaded to YouTube? Can't really listen right now, but I would love to watch this later. Yes, it will be. I did curse a lot though, so it might... If it's not there, you guys know why. Can you still see the scars from your scarification, or are they totally gone? You can still see them. I'm glad I still like them because I could see them kind like maybe being a problem if I didn't like them. Like the scar on my lip, I've been thinking more about my like surgical options about it. I don't know. But as for the scars on my torso, I really do like them. I'm glad I went minimal with them. I think that they're really cute still. I still really like them. I think you couldn't even see them if you didn't know they were there. But they're still visible. I could get tattooed over them though, and I don't think you'd ever know. What pants are you wearing? I'm wearing jean cutoff shorts. I want to have my ears closed up. They've shrunken a lot and would only be at a 6 gauge now from 1 inch. Any advice? I'm scared. I had my earlobes sewn up, and I think what was hard for me was thinking that I was making myself less cool, or that I was abandoning a subculture that I had loyalties to, like body mod. However, now that my earlobes have been sewn up for so many years, I'm actually realizing that I, like, with grace, grew out of that stuff. So For me, I got my earlobes sewn up when I had like saved up and had some pocket money to do it, had time and like a good job and stuff like that. So it was perfect timing for me, and I'm so glad that I did it and that I like made the jump to do it, because it was actually what I wanted. And I've said this before, but the people who sewn up my ears did it as a guest spot in a studio, so not affiliated with them, but someone who was at the studio made a comment like, oh, are you losing all your cool points today? Something like that. And I remember that was like the last dig I got about it. And then I never got like any other shit ever again. And thinking back, I think that dude totally sucks. Like, I think that's such a weird thing to say to somebody. I don't know. As I get older, I'm just like, yo, let people fucking vibe. That's so weird that you said that. I don't know. If you want to get them sewn up, let's be honest, they're never going to close on their own. So you do need a surgical intervention. Like, I tried everything to minimize this scar. And I literally bought like, I don't know, like anti-vaxxers use it. It's like mercury. It's like liquid mercury. I was talking to somebody at this market about scar reduction, and she was like, oh, I have the product for you. And when I brought it home, John was like, if you put that on your lip, you will die. So I still have it sealed. It's probably radioactive at this point. It's like 6 years old. Like, I tried everything, and I know that I need surgical intervention to just close this up. But I'm scared of the snipping noises, not the pain or the healing. I get so creeped out by noises. I found a nice plastic surgeon who does a lot of them near me. All I can say is it happened really fast. And almost like when you're at the dentist and you're so stressed that like your whole body is like just clenched like as much as you can. Like, they'll numb you, but it's fast. It's like 40 minutes from getting in the room to leaving. I almost said taking off your shoes. So it's like 40 minutes from the time you take off your shoes to the time you leave. All I can remember is feeling hot, like heat. But Emma Town says, gotta go for now. Love listening to your live streams and 100% would join your Patreon. You guys are really sweet. Okay. I'll figure it out. Thanks, guys. Do you feel the same way about your tattoos the way you feel about your old piercings? It's interesting. This year, I think I was talking to somebody about it, but this year, I've been getting a lot more comments about my tattoos than like maybe the last previous like 3 years. I don't know if it's because we're all cooped up inside, because I've been wearing shorts. I think last year maybe I wore more trousers, but this year I'm kind of like, look at me. And I also think I've gained some weight. So I don't know if like my legs and my lower body is like much more prominent on display. But a lot of people have been, not even my arms could like not exist. Everyone stops me to talk to me about my legs. And you know, there are times where I'm like, no tat chat, buzz off, like it's a different feeling this year. It's a bit of a feeling of like being on display. How do I say this? Because that sounds like how I've always felt. For some reason, this year feels different.
And I'm not uncomfortable with it as if I'm being sexualized. That's not the discomfort. And it's not the discomfort of I don't want the attention. The discomfort is, I guess, maybe just realizing that it'll always be this way, you know? It'll always be just like this when I wear shorts next year, when I wear shorts the year after that. Perhaps like tired seems like not enough, like not a weighted enough description of how I feel. Just I guess feeling the gravity of being tattooed forever. But I also have feelings about having such a prominent Playboy bunny tattoo that I think a lot of that comes with it. Like they're together. Like I realize I have a lot of leg tattoos and my biggest tattoo is a Playboy bunny. So I feel both of those at the same time. I'm not tired of being tattooed and I very much can't reverse it. I think it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I find myself like repeating like the same things a lot. And I was at the mall looking for that Sailor Moon skateboard, and I was by myself, and this security woman stopped me and she was like, look at all those tattoos. And we don't have I can't express myself with my face anymore because of the mask. So I'm like, you know, like saying something out loud, whereas I could have been like, now I don't have that. So she was like, you look just like Angelina Jolie. And I was like, what? No, I don't. What? And I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, Angelina Jolie has really cool tattoos. And she was like, oh yeah, I love Angelina Jolie. And I was like, oh, did you know that Angelina Jolie's tattoos are hand poked by Tibetan monks? Like, shut up. And she was like, oh, you know a lot about Angelina Jolie, huh? And I was like, oh, actually I don't. She was like, oh, I never knew that. And I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I don't. And then it was just like such a weird interaction that I would rather just like poof disappear and not be in. But yeah, I don't know. So I felt like, yeah, I like talking to people. I'm not in a place in my life where I like want to be left alone, like grandpa in the cardigan, like don't talk to me. I'm really not like don't talk to me. However, and like my interaction with the security guard was friendly. It was fun. I don't know a lot about Angelina Jolie, to be honest. That was weird. I like, it was a weird thing for me to be defensive about, so I was just speechless. Like, I don't know anything about her. What are you talking? Yeah, so I think it's, I don't know. It's coronavirus and I celebrate someone even having the gusto to come up to me and have such a jovial conversation. She did call my tattoos sexy. That you probably saw me like calculating what I missed from that conversation. And she said, those tattoos are sexy. And that's when I was like, oh, I'm like, I guess. I'm like, I'm not that, I don't know. Thank you. I don't get that a lot. I don't know what to do with it. So to answer your question, I don't know. I feel crazy. Do you wish you didn't have tattoos? I don't think so. I don't think I wish that. To wish I didn't have tattoos would to It would be to wish that my life was completely different and went a different path. Like, it would be to wish almost that I was born to different parents, or to wish that I was born into a different life. Like, I think I was always meant to have this life, and I think because my connection with tattoos is so deeply ingrained with, like, my personality and my journey and my thought process, and, like, how I treat my body and view my body, and how I treat and view my life process, I just think there's just no other way. Like, if I would have been born to, it would have to be born a completely different person, I think. And that's what I picture when people are like, what if you never had any of your tattoos? It would be like, well, I probably would have had to have had different parents and not grown up in Philadelphia, and, you know, not have ever heard punk music. Like, it would have had to have been all these things. Which sounds exciting. I don't know. Freaky Friday? Sounds good. The Parent Trap, kind of. Do you feel me on that? Qcknd merch that says, I don't know a lot about Angelina Jolie. Apparently I do. Cancel Small Talk 2020. The thing is, like, I don't mind. I just, like, I guess I don't know. Do I want to be perceived as this different person? Like, the security guard is like, you look sexy with those tattoos. And I'm like, yeah, but do you want to talk about anime? You've shown me a lot of good judgment. I've been getting tattooed slow, so I don't regret getting covered too quickly. Knowing my style will change. I love how tattoo wise you are. Thanks. Recently, my boyfriend doesn't have any tattoos, and I told him that I enjoyed that. And I guess that's always kind of curious. So I explained to him, like, tattoos that look rushed, or tattoos that were done in somebody's garage, tattoos of this way. When you see people who wear them, you can kind of gauge a little bit that they might be even reckless in that way, or impulsive, or they might have regret. So I told him, like, if you were a boy with these, like, shabby tattoos, I would maybe think that you were impulsive, and it's not a quality I like. So it's kind of interesting, like, that you can read that from somebody. So for me, I really like, I'm not super impulsive. I'm pretty careful. I think a lot about what might happen next in the grand scheme. Self-depreciating, so that cancels that out a little bit. But yeah, so getting tattoos that I just genuinely like has always been my strategy. So I told John, like, if you would have, like, had a friend who had, like, a tattoo machine when you were kids, and you got all these, like, half-finished impulsive tattoos, it might send me a signal, like a one that I don't look for in a partner. So if I can spread that to you guys. If you could wake up with no tattoos magically but still live the same life, how would you feel? Like I said, I'd probably start getting tattoos. Like, I think it's I don't think it's something I can identify. I think it's something beyond my control. That is something I'm interested in. And, like, why am I interested in it? Like, you can look for that, but I don't know, like, there's this YouTuber I really like who does all these, like, retro games and stuff like that. And in one episode he said, I don't like anime. And I remember thinking, like, why? Did you not give it a chance? Like, did you not grow up with it? How do you love Nintendo and you never watched an anime, like, so like to me I was like, how does that not equal the same thing? But then I was like, well, why do I like it? Why have I always liked it? Like, I'm not really sure. I think if I woke up with no tattoos, I would be like, okay, gotta get tattoos. But I'd probably have a car because I wouldn't have any tattoos. So I probably would have spent that money more wisely, I suppose. Oh, but getting shitty tattoos is a rite of passage. I don't know, impulsively makes sense in some scenarios. I guess I'm not talking about impulsive tattoos. I guess I'm talking about, do you remember the kid on True Life who had all those monster tattoos, Monster Energy drink? I'm talking very specifically about him. Very specifically, if John had a Monster Energy drink tattoo that he got from his aunt, I would think that he might break my heart. I have plenty of tattoos that are that way and were given to me in my bedroom and my kitchen for sure. It's definitely a little bit of the context of the tattoo. If it's an unfinished single outline of a Monster Energy M somewhere like on his neck, I might be like, I don't think we're compatible. I don't think we should date because I just worry about you getting into a car accident. And I can't explain why. Okay, that makes sense. No shitty monster tattoos. No shade to the guy from True Life. Anyone on True Life is a huge celebrity to me. I found Akira from your channel and 2 of my favorite tattoos are from him. So grateful for your videos. I love him! He's the best. His tattoos go wild. He's really brilliant. I've been able to see some bits of his process and he's so deserving of that compliment. There is a vibe to early 2000s at-home tattoos, and it's not the cutest vibe. Yeah, I mean, even a Monster Energy drink trucker hat might just make me be like, what's this all about? Drinks a tall can. I'm gonna switch up the lighting in here. That looks nice. Oh, now you can see that. Does it bother you? How's that? Do you have any anime tattoos? I was just about to ask you guys about anime. I don't. I actually have a Stranger Things 11 tattoo, and sometimes I think that's a little out of my character. But, okay, I'm offended because Monster Energy trucker hat is my vibe. My mullet is turning very dirt bike. That is different. That's way different. So after I made a video about my anime t-shirt collection. One, it has grown exponentially since COVID, but two, I got feedback
from a few people who said that they did not want me to make anime content. And I know from what I just described previous that some people really don't like it. Which is surprising to me. But there's like a lot of anime content I like want to make. So I've held back completely because the like very first message I got was enough to like scare me into never talking about it again. But anime suggestions. I loved Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop, anything Ghibli. Right now, so I just started paying for Crunchyroll. What was I going to... Oh, but I think Paranoia Agent is really good. I think if you liked Cowboy Bebop, you would really like Paranoia Agent. Please, more anime content. Those people are wrong. Whispers about Patreon. True! What was I gonna say? I started watching Rent a Girlfriend last night. And it's like a trashy anime. And John was at home, and I have all these anime that I watch when John's not home, but I also have other content like Handmaid's Tale that I'm so far behind on. And I want to delete Hulu, but I was like, but wait. So last night, I started watching JoJo's Strange Bizarre Adventure, something like that. I started watching that because John doesn't want to watch it, and Valonius is watching it right now, so it makes sense if I was watching it. And I got 3 episodes in, and I was like, this is really mean. This is pretty mean. So I started watching Rent a Girlfriend, which is like trashy, all the anime tropes, all that stuff, and it's just good. It's just good. I watched Ghost in the Shell, and holy fuck. Yes. Ghost in the Shell soundtrack. So I was downtown buying naughty comics, I guess that's what I do now. And I got an iced tea at the Dunkin'. And the girl was like, I was wearing my Ghost in the Shell shirt, which has a full tit on it. So I should be more aware that I'm wearing the shirt with like this tit. But I'm not. So I was wearing it, and she was like, can I ask you about that shirt? Is that an anime? And I was like, oh, it's a movie, but it's important. You should watch it. She's like, oh, okay. Like, what's it about? And I was like, the future. But I was like, the soundtrack bangs. Hey, John. Good. I was like, the soundtrack bangs. It's on Apple Music. Hey, Callan. Are you liking Miss Kobayashi? I saw it on IG. Yeah, I finished that too. That's another trashy anime. Anime isn't my vibe, but I would watch the mess out of your videos anyway. I love your passion really coming through. Yeah, it's a little surprising that there's so many things in my daily that I like so much that I don't always talk about. You guys tend to like really get me, or can kind of figure out some stuff, so I tend to just think that you know. I'm on live, John.
Oh, can I have one of these teas?
Taste mine and see if you like it.
I've had them before. I've gotten them in the store.
Everybody's had these. Yeah, ask Callan if he wants one.
Okay. Cal, you want a tea?
There go my teas. I only bought 4 of them. So I was really excited to interact with somebody who was curious about my shirt, and I hope it's not because of that big tit. I hope it was just like somebody who's been thinking about trying to start anime. Remember Post Malone's Kagome tattoo? No. What? Did you show it to me? Because I completely forgot. What?
It wasn't a Songo tattoo?
Wait, doesn't Ariana Grande have a...
Not Sen. Her name isn't Sen. Her name is... From Spirited Away. Her name is Chihiro. Right? Doesn't Ariana Grande have that tattoo? Inuyasha is my favorite anime. Have you ever watched it? Yes. In this house, we have one crush on Inuyasha. I feel like some people are really aggressive towards anime, which is basically like saying all Netflix series are the same. Chihiro, right. Yes. Oh, I just followed you on Instagram. Thank you so much. I haven't been posting a lot and people have noticed. So thank you for your support. Someone asked if I read manga. Yes. I feel bad. I burn through manga so fast that it's not my preferred way to consume a story that has an anime adaptation. However, right now I'm reading Vigilantes, which takes place in the My Hero Academia universe, but it follows another group of people. I like that because I don't have access to that story if I want to learn about it, because there's no anime adaptation. But as far as like reading manga and even comics, I just burn through them so fast that... Who is your best girl? No! I don't know! Sesshomaru was everyone's bae. When you watch Inuyasha from the beginning, though, you're like, Sesshomaru, better knock it out. The Inuyasha sequel in October. I know, I'm currently watching Inuyasha all the way through right now to get ready. Hi! Don't knock over my tea. He's funny. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a little kissy? He's here. He's so funny. He smells so good. I'm so sorry if that was very loud. Honey. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kissy? Thank you. I don't know if you guys saw that. He'll give a kiss. The angle isn't right. Thank you, honey. No, there's like a little wet mark. Thanks, honey. Come here. They're all here. Ethan is here. I don't know if you can see his tail. Hi. Olive is such a sweet. Hi. I have a water cup up here though, and that's like his enemy. He's gonna knock it over. Come here. Here's this big old piggy. You guys want to see how big Ethan is? He's this big.
It says him big. He's really big. He's huge. Hi! He's really as big as the sun. Hi! Just rub on my bug bite. That feels great. That's too much power for one boy. Come here! Get your footing. You alright? Got it? What? Ethan's been wearing a collar until like this morning. I took it off. He likes to wear clothes. He likes clothes. I don't know what to tell you. He likes to wear some clothes. I don't know if you can hear him purring. Give us a purr. A stylish boy. Very fashionable. It was a collar I got for PB, so it was like all roses. But I thought it was like a tuxedo mask moment on Ethan. What made you name him Ethan? I always wondered. I love cats with human names. So he's named after the book Ethan Frome, which is a total bop. It's a quick read. It's like 90 pages. Maybe a little more. Maybe 129. 128 pages. It's kind of this desperate story. It's pretty sad actually, but I named him Ethan Frome. Well, his name is just Ethan, and I had another cat at my old house that I named Maddie Silver, which was another character from that book. So when all of my roommates and stuff all moved away, one of my roommates took Maddie with her because they worked from home, and they were like, I can give the cat the best life, and like tea. So when we found Ethan, John was like, I know you want to name him from the book. I know you want to name him Ethan. So that's what I did. Have you ever played D&D? I haven't. When Ethan stands on my chest, though, now that he's like 500 pounds, it like hurts so bad. Where are you gonna go, honey? Here. Boink. Ethan, Olive, and PB would make a great Ghibli movie. They would. It's poor little PB. You're freaky! So we were at the 3-hour mark. I like to stream for about 2 hours anymore, and I can usually feel a little strain on my voice the next day. So I'll spend the last 2 minutes just taking some quick questions, I guess, and thanking you guys. Of course, big time thank yous. Thank you to everybody in the super chat. Quick read off of your names. Feline S sent me a cat emoji. Thank you so much. H, who said favorite tattoo artist in Portland. Monica, who joined my channel membership. Thank you so much. And Emma, thank you. Thank you guys so much for supporting me in the chat during this live stream. Everyone wants to knock over my microphone. Let me pull the chat back up. Oh, we're stepping on the keyboard. Come on, honey, come here. Come here, 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 come here. Don't fall asleep there.
about let's sit on the couch, honey. How about we sit on the couch? There's the couch. I put him on the couch, he immediately starts scratching it. Great. Tomorrow is my B-day. Send out good vibes for me. It's tough for me right now. Please have a nice birthday. Happy birthday. The best vibes to you. I love your channel so much. Found you during the clothing swap with Sarah, and you're one of my faves now. Thank you so much. Thanks for the trust, for clicking on my channel. That means so much to me. Thank you. Hope you have a nice rest of your weekend. Thank you. Hopefully going to the flea market tomorrow. It sounds like some of our friends are in town, so maybe we'll have a nice meal tonight. Where is the desk mat from? I think it's from, it's either from eBay or AliExpress. Do you have a schedule for when you live stream, or is it just random? Right now it's just random. It seems like a lot of folks are so supportive of me starting a Patreon where it will have exclusive content, which sounds really awesome. So hopefully I can give you a better answer in the future. But as of right now, it's kind of just random when I have time, like to sit for a couple hours. Those opportunities aren't scheduled in my life, but it would probably make me feel a lot better if they were. Been watching you since 2015. Love you, Qcknd. Thank you so much. That's really special. Again, thank you. I'm just super grateful. Take my money on Patreon, please. I was really nervous to start one, so I didn't even want to consider it, but he's crazy. Well, thank you guys so much. Okay, I think it is, let me look. Okay, we are at our 3-hour mark, and although I love the vibe, the cats are in here, you guys are such a great group. Not a sour grape in the bunch. Is that right, honey? I hope you guys forgive me. I know that if I push myself too much, I had like a 5-hour live stream once, and I was like out for the week, and I'd still worked at the salon, so I just like couldn't talk to anybody, but that was kind of nice. I think I had like a little notepad, and I was just washing these grandmom's hair, and I think they were happy about it. But for me, I'll go. If you missed any part of this live stream, I will be uploading the live stream in its entirety onto my YouTube channel. And if you like this vibe and you like a little podcast vibe, I have a playlist of all of my previous live streams on my channel, so you can check out that playlist if you would like. My most recent live stream, I focus a lot about overstimulation and personal enrichment and how I feel about things going on in the influencer space in Philadelphia and direct action movements. So if you were looking for any kind of information on that, that's my previous live stream. Check out the video of my garden. It's a little vloggy kind of style. If you wanted to see more of the behind the scenes, it's there. And stay tuned for Monday, where you will see my full bike transformation. And I thank you guys so much for the support and encouragement to make videos like that about my bike that might not be about tattoos, might not be about fashion, but when I tell you I am good at riding my bike, I feel like it makes it worth it to see. So thank you guys for receiving me with my whole heart. Come here, honey. One little goodbye from him. Who is he?
Room tour.
Come here, say goodbye.
He said goodbye by leaving. Wait, there's his little tail. His little shippo tail. Olive watch. Okay,